This is Matt for Into Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by super flyweight and very good friend to Miss Ebanie Bridges, Nicola Hopewell. Nicola, you're here in Leeds to support your friend.
Yeah.
But first off, how's things? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, can't complain. Fucking blessed. Talk to me about this week. It's a big week for Ebanie. Huge fight for a world title. Less than 10 fights. This is a second attempt at it. What's your feeling? Are you excited? Are you nervous for her?
Yeah, do you know what, to be honest, I've been excited all week just to come down today. I booked day off work just to come down and support her at the weigh-in today. A massive opportunity for her. I'm really excited for her.
Now, you've been in camp with her for a little bit as well. I think you've been in there, Stevie Levy's been in there. What was that like? Because I know you told me briefly at the Warrington gym that you'd, when we spoke before, that you'd had a bit of a spar with her. But what's that like with her? What's it like sharing rounds with her? Can you see that her improving as well as obviously it's benefiting yourself?
Yeah, the first time I sparred her was obviously a while ago now, back in like August. And then just a few weeks ago in this camp, and you can tell the improvements in that. So yeah, I'm really excited, and it's such a good experience sharing ring with her as well.
Yeah, Cecilia Roman's one of the longest. I think she's the longest reigning champion in that division, if I've not got that wrong. IBF from Argentina, which they don't make them soft out there. She could have picked an easier fight, probably for similar money, but she's wanted to go straight in there with the best. Does that say a lot about Ebanie, who she is as a person, as a character, that she wants to challenge herself? She ain't here just to make up the numbers, and we know what she's like at weigh-ins, and she'll put on a show, but she's here for business.
Yes, and she puts everything into it, and if she's doing something, she does it right. It's like she does it like
to the max.
To the max, yeah. So yeah, she could have chosen the easy route, but that's not Ebanie's style. She's in there for the fight, she's in there for the fans, she's in there to make the fights exciting.
I think she will do. I think it will be an exciting fight because Cecilia is going to come forward. She's going to try and put it on Ebanie, and we know how Ebanie likes to sit in the pocket and bang. From your point of view, I know it's going to be hard not to be biased or be invested in this fight, but how do you see the fight going? Do you think Ebanie will have it in her to maybe take Roman the distance and be able to beat her on points, or do you think she'll have it in a locker to get her out of there? Because she has got that snap in her punches, Ebanie.
I think it could go either way. She's going to win, but if it goes, she could go points, but she's got that power and she can bang. And obviously I've been on the other end of the punches, so I do know that Ebanie can bang. So I think if it all goes right and she backs her up and stuff, she could stop her, yeah.
I was going to say, what's that like then for you sparring her? Because obviously I'm sure she won't take it easy on anyone, friend or not. What's it like her power? Because there's obviously people talk about it, and she's obviously goes in there, nicknames the blonde bomber. What's the power like when you're sparring with bigger gloves on?
She's got the power, and like you say, yeah, we are friends. Like, she's one of my best friends out of the ring, but getting there sparring, she's in there to spar, and obviously we can't be friends like in the ring while we're sparring, like we would be out of the ring. So yeah, definitely feel the power.
Have you felt your game go up a notch or two when you've been in the ring with her? Obviously, you've seen what she's like around fight. Is this all helping you? And like I say, you're sparring like her, and obviously Stevie Levy's coming through. I think she's on a Matchroom show shortly. I think she's in Spain, I believe it or not, coming up
next week.
Yeah. So do you think that's brought you on a little bit as well, and trying to get you up to where you want to be?
Yeah, definitely. I think if like you spar these good girls as well, and it helps you along as well, and just being in the gyms around them, that brings you on as well. I'm learning all the time, and obviously I've just signed with the British Boxing Board, so it's just all learning for me, and I'm like a sponge. I soak everything up, and wherever I go I just try and learn little bits, and even if I come away with it with just a little bit, it all mounts up, and I want to be at the top of my game as well, so I want to learn.
Absolutely. And you just mentioned there I was going to come on to you next, so although you were with them this week, you've got your own aspirations. Like you just mentioned, I believe we spoke earlier off camera, and you mentioned you're waiting for scans and stuff to come back, which is all standard when you sign up for the board, so you can begin your professional journey. How excited are you to sort of carry on your journey in the sport and to have these big nights and similar cards, maybe start on some of these undercards and build yourself up?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, I've been in the ring. I was a good amateur. I've been with Bieber, but I feel like this is the next step of my journey now, and I'm really excited. And if I ever got on one of the undercards, like, it'd just be a dream come true. Like, just being on the undercard. But yeah, just really excited. I've passed my interview, my British Boxing Board interview and everything now. Just waiting for my brain scans and stuff. So hopefully it shouldn't be too long
Wow, so God willing, touch wood, you're just waiting for everything to come through. You must have that. This is a great time for women's boxing as well, and it's getting to the point now where we're not even going to be calling it women's boxing soon, because you're seeing these fights on here, everyone's got a buzz for it. We're seeing Katie Taylor headline with Amanda Serrano. We've got Savannah next week, will be going up to that one. She's going to be fighting, if she gets through, Clarissa Shields. These are huge fights. Does that give you that fire in your belly to say, you know what, there's a way these girls are paving the way, I can do it?
Yeah, I knew in like this, I had to do this. I knew I had to do it as comfortable as what I was in my gym and what I was doing in my old gym, but I knew I had to make that change, and I knew I had to do it so I could get these opportunities, because I was seeing girls with less amateur like experience than me and less fights, and they were getting these bigger opportunities, and I was never ever going to get that unless I made the move. And as uncomfortable as it was, and I was out of my comfort zone, I just had to do it, just to get, like, even have that chance of getting on. I might not, but God willing, like, touch wood, I hope I do.
Well, with all the work you're putting in behind the scenes, you're very active, obviously. I see you stuff a lot on Twitter as well, so you put yourself out there as well, and I suppose the more you're around these fight weeks, and
it's another thing I've learned off Ebanie as well, is just stuff like that, just little bits I've picked up off her back. Like, she's one of the best at promoting herself as well.
Yeah, and I think people, when they say Ebanie promotes herself, they obviously they go straight to all the way into this and the other, but I think what people forget is as well the sacrifice she's made to come way across the country. She's left family behind. She does meets and greets as well, not just in Essex, Brentford or wherever she was staying, but she's gone to Manchester. She's bounced around and she's put herself out, hasn't she?
And, like, I know what she's done, and she's organised them herself. She doesn't have anyone organising them for her. Yeah. She's had to go out there and do it herself.
Yeah. So when you see that it gives you half an idea of where you're going, but it seems like you're on a good track. So do you know, have you got any sort of dates when you'll be getting these results back? Have they said anything?
No, I think it'll be maybe 2-3 weeks, but yeah, as soon as like I get them, like my manager's already said he can't do anything until they come back, until I've got them. Yeah. But then yeah, he's going to look again me out.
So is that going to be a case of then you're just going to be like, right now, what's my first show? Yeah. Can we get on to whichever promotional show it is? Because the thing that I think is good about now for you going into this party, this stage of your career and this journey, is boxing is so diverse. I mean, you've got Matchroom, BT, Frank Warren, Prebellum. You've obviously got like your Hennessy shows still around. You got Wasserman on Channel 5. You got all these different avenues, and if I've missed one there, I'm sorry, but it's getting late in the day. But you got all these different avenues. Does that sort of give you a bit of I don't know, put you at ease a bit? Because if it was a saturated market, you'd be like, God, are they going to take me? But you've now got so many options.
Yeah, like, I think if I was to do this probably last year or a few years ago, it'd be a lot harder, because there weren't like all these and like as much promotion around women's boxing and stuff. So I think I'm coming in at the right time, and it does ease me a little bit. Like, I've been training like so hard, even though I've been going through my license and my medical process and everything like that, and I'm not actually in a fight camp. I've been training like nearly as much as, I just haven't been doing those probably like extra runs that I do in a camp. I don't want to overtrain, if that makes sense. But I have been training, and I have been doing a lot of boxing, like pad work and stuff, and really like upping my game and working on what I already had. So yeah, I think as soon as it comes back, my manager will be trying to get me something as soon as he can.
So watch this space. So Nicola Hopewell, thanks for talking to Into Boxing. It's been good to catch up again. I think that's our second one done now. Yeah, it is. Fingers crossed when you get your fight night, we'll be available. Hopefully we can do pre-fight, post-fight and all that, and follow on your journey. So yeah, get behind it. Thanks for talking to Into Boxing, and we'll catch up again.
Thank you.